Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot back again with another movie review. And today I'll be doing a review of Creed, a spin off and the seventh film of the Rocky franchise, directed by Ryan Coogler.
See this guy here? That's the toughest opponent you're ever going to have to face. I believe that's true in the ring, and I think that's true in life. Now show me something.
The story of this movie follows Adonis Johnson, the illegitimate son of the late famous boxer Apollo Creed. Now, Adonis spent several years in foster care in juvie until he was adopted by Apollo's a widow, Marianne. And the movie then introduced us to Adonis all grown up. We see him as an adult, and we see him struggling to find his own identity as Apollo's son while also following in his father's footsteps and pursuing boxing. He goes to Apollo's rival slash friend Rocky Balboa to train him. And during this time, not only is Adonis trying to go pro, but he wants to step out of his father's shadow and make his own to make his own name and legacy. I remember watching parts of the Rocky movies here or there whenever I was watching on TV. The only thing I knew about Rocky at the time were the training montages and the theme song "Gonna Fly Now," which has probably got to be like one of the best and most inspiring and motivational pieces of music of any film and just music in general. I remember when I saw the trailer for Creed. I got really hyped. I couldn't wait to see it. And being aware of the franchise popularity, I can assume that the fans were probably either skeptical or curious. I didn't have an opinion at the time because, to be honest, like I said, I didn't watch the Rocky movies. I actually saw Creed first. Eventually, I did watch the films, and overall, I love the franchise, and I can see why Rocky is such a beloved character. The movies are suspenseful, emotional, and inspiring, and again, it's such an awesome series. If you're like me, who saw Creed first, I would recommend watching the Rocky movies if you haven't already, or if you haven't seen either Creed or the Rocky movies, I would start with the Rocky films first, because at least for me, watching Creed the first time, I loved it, but watching it again after watching the Rocky films made this movie so much better. The cast in this movie was amazing, but what really held this movie together were the two central leads, Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. Michael B. Jordan I thought was great as Adonis Johnson. Adonis is a complex character, and you see that throughout the movie that he's a good guy, but he can sometimes come off as short-tempered and impulsive. I think Michael B. Jordan does a good job showing the array of emotions of his character as you learn that he's been through a lot early on in the film. You can also definitely see Apollo Creed in him, because just like in those movies, you see the confidence, the arrogance, and just that need to prove himself. And one of the things about the Rocky franchise, that Rocky overcame many struggles in his life, and just like Rocky, Adonis has had struggles of his own, and just like and as I mentioned before, talking about the story of this movie, Adonis' struggle deals with stepping out of his father's shadow and making his own legacy and making a name for his own, which is pretty much the theme of this film. I really like Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa, and as I mentioned before, at the time I never watched the Rocky movies all the way through, just scenes here or there. But after watching this, I can see why fans would be excited seeing him back, because he was great in this. Though it's an underdog. In a coming of age story for Adonis, as he is the main character. I like that the film continues with Rocky's story. The character is still the same humble and lovable guy. I thought it was awesome seeing Rocky as this, as the mentor slash father figure to Adonis, especially if you've seen the Rocky movies, because it makes the relationship between the two characters in the movie more it makes it more meaningful. And just like the previous films, Stallone does an amazing job of giving such a powerful, sincere, dramatic performance that makes you root for the character again. I also like Tessa Thompson as Bianca. I guess you can say she's sort of like the Adrian of this movie. But anyways, I really like her in this. I like the relationship between Bianca and Adonis. I thought they had a good connection. I like the chemistry, and though this movie didn't give her a lot of attention, I thought the movie gave us just enough to tell us a little bit about her story, her character, and just what she's all about. Another thing that I like about this movie, and this was after watching the Rocky films, I caught some things that I either didn't notice before or things that I didn't have any knowledge of at first. This movie has plenty of Rocky. It had plenty of Rocky nostalgia, and though this is part of the Rocky franchise, it's still kind of its own thing. And I like that it didn't take away from Adonis' story. The boxing scenes in this were so well done. It's just something about how it was filmed and everything. It feels so realistic. I feel like this movie did an excellent job with the choreography and making the boxing sequences look so amazing. Like there's one scene, for example, that was done in one long shot. Like it was one take. Like I thought it was very impressive how it was filmed, and the story I thought was pretty good. It feels like I'm watching the first Rocky movie, as it does kind of follow the same path, but the story it still feels somewhat different in comparison. Overall, this was an awesome movie with a good story, good characters. I love the writing, the performances, the nostalgia. I like the boxing scenes. I thought the choreography was well done. You'll find yourself rooting, cheering, and probably getting emotional as you watch Adonis and Rocky fighting their personal battles in the ring and out the ring, you know. This movie I thought was not only a good addition to the Rocky franchise, but it's also a good start of its own series. And for that, I give Creed a 5 out of 5.
A great fighter once said, "It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward."
And that'll be it for my movie review of Creed. And let me know what you think. What's your opinion of the movie? And I guess that'll be it for today. This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot. More content will be coming out soon, but until then, take care, everyone.